Good morning. Rental management challenges. It is incredible how little emphasis investors put on the management of their assets. You start off, you can have the greatest asset, and very quickly this can become the worst asset, a tenant giving you your worst nightmares just because of bad management. So next to a great investment, of course, is great management, and I put it right next to the purchase. So once you've purchased your investment property, unless you are seriously hands-on yourself, you need to consider a strong rental management company. And what are the challenges? Because unless you know what you're looking for, you are not going to know where to even go. You're just going to go to the first one, or the sales agent's company, or anyone that a friend recommends to you, which is not always the right thing for your property. And the funniest thing is, I've even done it. I've had property where I had bad management. It was absolutely awful. And to a certain extent, looking back years later, I had to blame myself. Because the first thing we rush out to do is, how low can we push this management company down to in terms of fees, which is the worst thing we could be doing. It is a hard business for very little money. And if you want the management to really manage your tenant and your property, consider the level of service you're going to get. You know, it starts with the type of service. You need to interview the company. You need to ask, what type of service are they going to give you? Is it a full service, or is it just rental collection? What is it that you actually want? Are they outsourcing the work, like tenant inspections, or is this done in-house? I would always recommend in-house, because then they have a higher understanding of your property and your tenant. And of course, they're going in more often. And as the agents themselves are doing their drive arounds in the areas, they immediately pick up if there is something amiss. Another thing to consider is, of course, how well this company knows legislation and communicates this with yourself and your tenant. How are they communicating issues with the tenant? What are their systems in place for perhaps non-payment of a tenant and invoicing? And of course, another thing I like to look at is, what is the turnover of their staff? Because a company that has a high turnover of management staff has an issue. It is a tough business, and you can one minute be happy with your managing agent, and next minute you're sitting with someone you don't know. And at the end of the year, you've gone through 4 people. I find the same in the banking world. I don't even know all the time who my personal banker is. And it's really frustrating, because I don't feel I have anyone I can actually speak to. These are the people who are managing one of your biggest assets, if not a lot of your assets. Be careful, interview them, inspect what you expect. Happy investing.